Yes, just Biafra go, let Nigeria remain. Yes, let them remain, but let Biafra go.
What's more problem here in the southwest and the southeast?
Please, can I ask a question? How many is the population of the Fulanis in Nigeria? To start with. That the people every time we talk about Fulani, and Nigerian government is not acting, sponsoring them, supporting them, instead of fighting them. Let me give you this hint. Do you know that the Sahel nation, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Co, they have vowed now to eliminate anything called Fulanis in their area, and they are doing it. When last did you see them strike in Burkina Faso? When last did you see them strike in Mali? When last did you hear, and how many times do you hear them strike against Niger? I'm asking, why won't he find a strategy to stop these people? In Nigeria, it is possible to chase them away.
Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, I know that's dominated by Christians, but do you not think
my brother, see,
cause more problem in the southwest?
There's nothing like to cause problem. Hello, excuse me. I said if they should dare give somebody like me power as a president, the Fulanis we know somebody is a president. Nigeria, we know, say somebody is in power. You see all those things. You see all those things.
It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done.
Nothing like it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done now.
You know, there is something. Hello, I'm in power. I control power.
I don't know forces.
No. Excuse me. I control power. If Tinubu want to do it, he will do it. I must be honest with you. I control power. The people that are in those positions, who fix them? Remember what happened under Jonathan when in Ejirika March. If not that Jonathan just kind of this thing. Baba, including Buhari, I go land a missile cell.
Buhari is dead now.
Even in the grave, I go arrest him. I go chain him there. Do you understand me? See, there are things. You see this thing you are talking about. Let me have that opportunity. I don't need to talk much. When Jonathan was there, what did Jonathan? When he sent the Ejiri, didn't you see what happened? You and I, everybody, we are in this country. You witnessed the way everything went. They started complaining. I don't care about your complaint. You see this thing, it must stop. And if you talk too much, then I put you where you belong.
You arrested.
I don't, Baba, by the time I put, like the negotiator now, it to say they pick the negotiator. And why that is, they will spoke, there is a way you treat somebody like that. Put them where it belong. Others will go back there. We know that this one. How did Captain Ibrahim Traore, we are able to pursue them from Burkina Faso. So what are you saying? This man, is in Sudan or where? This country there. You understand? Which the president is dead now, is late now. Who joined the army to fight Boko Haram, to fight terrorists in his country? He pursued them. And he killed the ones he killed, the rest ran away. And they ran away. Why didn't they continue? Why didn't they go back that time when he was alive? See, it is the government, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, that allowed the warrant to be operating. Yes. If not so, all these things. See, let me tell you, there are some places you should have asked yourself, why is it that there are places in other places that they are not acting? What makes them inactive there? Because the people of that place, the leaders of that place, put a policy which did not allow them to operate, to carry out their assignment, their mission. That is why they were unable to operate there. But all those places you see them operating, that means the chief, go and check the traditional rulers. Go and check the people in power in that place. They have paid them money. I remember I watched the one video where one Fulani was confessing it. That you people are saying that our cow. Ask your chief, the leaders of that place, that we pay them money before we come to that to research. And which is, you understand me? So there are some measures. There are some measures, some actions. There are some laws you will use now and place it in a place, all this nonsense will stop. Most of the times it must not be, carrying gun. You put to law, whosoever that violating, see what will happen, and it will happen instantly. Everybody with their eye and clear. Bagam, everybody just we adjust. But that is what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed. Rather, he encouraged because he want to rule. You see, you know how many trucks that enter Lagos in 2023 because he want to win vote. And now he don't win vote. What happened? He could not chase them or stop them again because he signed an agreement of their continuity, which he said that he will continue where Muhammadu Buhari stopped. And that continuity which he has continued is to make sure that he Islamize Nigeria, he kill all Christians in Nigeria and let the Muslims take over. And that is what it is. And that is what you and I are seeing, Nigerian movie, normal movie. So let whatsoever Bola Ahmed, you see 2023, you see that money they are collecting from Tinubu, the federal government, they are using it to buy more arms to equip themselves, preparing. When Tinubu prepare 2027, our own is to fold our hand, watch a film. You are going to see an American movie 2027, and my own is to tune television and radio.
American movie, nothing will happen.
Nothing. We always say it. Nothing will happen. Nothing. The one that has happened. What did you do?
What happened in 2023? Did that happen in 2023?
Yeah. Is it? Excuse me. In 2023, what happened? The people that are fighting Tinubu now, is it 2023 people that is fighting Tinubu? The people that are fighting Tinubu now are the people that back up Tinubu in 2023. They are the ones that promote Tinubu in 2023. They are the one that give Tinubu go ahead in 2023. They are the one that give Tinubu vote in 2023. And they are the one that vote to military, vote to arm, vote to everything, every. Or you go ahead. They are the one. And now they are the one going against Tinubu. So it's going to be a game between them and Tinubu. Our own is to sit down and look, watch the movie between them. And that is what we play. Oh, you think as they are collecting this money, buying arms, you think they are just buying it for buying its sake? It's for a purpose. I must be honest with you. It's for a purpose. The only thing now that I'm saying it will be, commonized. Who am I? Yes, but I'm saying it now. Time will come. That time, sometimes when a word of prophetic utterance comes like this, people don't take it serious until when it starts to happen. You can see the case of Mazen and the Kanu. The things that he said, is it not happening now? But when he said it, the people take him serious. No. So if Tinubu like, if he doesn't like, my own is to fold my hand and watch a movie between Tinubu and the North. The Fulanis, to be precise.
Okay, but we know, just like you said, in southern Kaduna, is trying to minimize this Fulani attack on the Christians, just like he said recently in Plateau. But today, a top politician in US called Riley Moore has also joined Ted Cruz, the top senator in that wrote to the that wrote to Trump and the Secretary General of United States. He said what Nigeria is the deadliest country for Christians to reside. Even just recently, that one Christian, a youth to be precise, a young man, I think he talked against Muhammad, and he was sentenced to 24 years in prison in Nigeria. He said even the orphanage, the Christian orphanage in Nigeria has been totally ambushed.
They are down, they are no longer in existence.
So he said it's out time they fight and make sure that they sanction Nigeria and the people that are in charge, the politicians in Nigeria. It's hard time to sanction them.
Yeah, the remorse, what he's doing is what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job. The remorse or mocks, what is it called? The remorse. Okay. Now remorse. Oh, God bless you for that correction. Yes, what he's doing is the right thing, because Nigeria, let me tell you, Nigeria, all these herdsmen is what the word is saying, describing them and qualifying them as the most deadliest terrorists on the planet Earth. And which of a truth, that is what they are. And they are allowed to be doing all these things freely. And they are working freely. Nothing happened to them. Nothing like a government call, nothing like a police disturbance, and nothing like a military attack. I don't know whether you get what my point. So what the man is doing is not just like the case of what Israel is doing. What Israel is doing, they are fighting for the safety of the world. So what is doing for the safety of humanity. Look at the young man that just confessed about this thing. They just arrested and killed. Then the other one was it not last year or early this year who defended himself from Bauchi? You understand? Against the Fulani who came to kill him in his own farm. He tried to escape. Then unfortunately he succeeded in killing the Fulani. Didn't you see in the court that had sentenced him to death? But how many of these Fulanis that have been killing people, how many of them have been sentenced to death? Because that very man is a Christian. So to them, they believe that how can a Christian, overpower Muslim? They do that jungle justice against the young man. And they kill him. So for how long, my brother? For how long shall we continue in this nonsense, in this rubbish, in this country? And you and I are here. Somebody is telling me. So what that man did or what he's doing, let him continue. God will strengthen him the more. God will bring more knowledge and more wisdom to push. So that Donald Trump, the thing will get to his table. And as he wake up, let it be the first thing he will look at. Because it is very, very important and necessary. Because the time has come. Please, the time has come. Is it until when they finish all the Christians in Nigeria that Donald Trump will talk or act? Is it when all the Christians die that he will now know that yes, things is happening? I say let them seal up Nigeria. It's not a country. It doesn't want to be a nation. So if they still want to exist, they want to allow Nigeria to be, please let Biafra go. Let Nigeria continue. Yes, just Biafra go. Let Nigeria remain. Yes, let them remain, but let Biafra go.
Mr. Forsyth, you claim that what's happening in Biafra is genocide and massacre on a very large scale.
Yeah.
What evidence do you have for this?
It's mainly threefold. Partly my own eyewitness experiences. I followed the Biafran army very closely on a number of occasions. At one occasion, at Onitsha, I came across 300 members of the Apostolic Church at Onitsha slaughtered by the Federal 2nd Division.
Did you actually see these bodies?
Yes, I helped clear them out of the road. The Biafran army was so shocked they wouldn't march past them. It took us 18 hours to clear the bodies out of the way. And they had all had their hands tied behind their backs and been shot at close range. On another occasion...
Did you count these bodies?
Personally, one by one, no. The estimate was 300. I think it was probably a fairly fair estimate. They were piled as high as a man's shoulder, like logs stacked on the roadside. On another occasion, a man whom I know was a photographer working for the Biafrans took a photograph very shortly after a village had been completely wiped out. And you can see still the bodies lying around the market square where they were shot down. Secondly, from eyewitness sources, survivors of the massacres. And thirdly, from interrogations of federal prisoners who, when the Igbo captors have been sent out of the way, admit, quite frankly, that they are there to wipe out Igbo. That's what they admit.
But what do they say that their orders were?
They don't mention what their orders were. They don't seem to be taking any notice of orders anymore. They're taking frightful casualties, and in revenge for these casualties, they seem to be going on a blood rampage, which has nothing to do with what Lagos is saying about the rehabilitation of the Igbo and how they're all going to be treated as equal citizens of Nigeria. In other words, there is such a disparity between what Lagos is saying on the one hand and what the federal army is actually doing on the ground, that one has to come to the conclusion either Lagos is lying, and I don't think they are, I think they're quite sincere, or that the federal army of 80,000 brand new raw conscripts has gone out of control.
What about the bombing of Biafra? The federal government has claimed that they've only been attacking strategic targets.
Well, this is absolute nonsense. They may have given orders for the attacking of strategic targets, but the pilots they're using are almost exclusively Egyptian. And I've examined too many sites of bombing raids to be of any other conclusion that, almost without exception, they go straight for civilian centres. Anything that's protected by even light machine guns, they stay well away from. They just go down on schools, hospitals, and the African townships and the markets, all of which during the course of a working day are crammed with women and children.
Yes, I want to appreciate the name of the Lord who has come into this matter the way it have ever since we have been clamoring for it. And now the U.S. Congress has now officially approved by accepting that Biafra referendum, which Nigeria have refused to conduct on their own. We conducted the referendum, and we, including me, we voted. It is our choice. You know, Nigeria knows this, that when there was anything, issues like Biafra of a thing referendum should come up, that every average Igbo man, 99% is ready to leave Nigeria, because Nigeria is no longer conducive for humanity. It's no longer a place for human beings. It is now a place for animals. You see why Mazen Namdekano called them a zoo. You understand? Because based on the activities that is going on, look at what is happening in Kwara State today. Over 10 villages have been ransacked by all these terrorist groups. And what is Nigerian government doing? What is the military doing? What is all these armed forces doing? They have failed woefully. It shows that, and let me tell you,
they said they are really working as regard fighting.
Yes, they are working. Yes, Sidious Musa is working in such a way that Sheikh Gumina's son, his son now, have become one of the major generals in Nigerian army. Tell me, and his boys too, tell me, how can anybody touch Sheikh Gumi, which Sheikh Gumi in a normal sense supposed to be behind bar by now? Now his own son now being promoted recently now in the military. Then how do you intend that kind of person to allow his father to be apprehended? Likewise, every other Sheikh Gumi group, boys on the street. You see why Kwara State is under serious siege now, and government could not do anything. Yes, that is why I agree that Nigerian military is trying by promoting terrorists in their corridor of the military, giving them arms, just like the same way they promoted the Tuji Bello by giving him more money to acquire more arms. You know, don't you see what happened? After the money they collected, they invaded Kwara State because they needed money to invade Kwara State. And federal government are giving them the money to invade Kwara State, and they did. So the killing of the Christians is something that is too alarming, as you can see it now. And these Christians we are talking about are the Biafrans. So the referendum, if you say that these people, maybe somebody like Mazen Namdekano is lying, deceiving and cheating people, Simon Ekpan is lying, deceiving and cheating people, then Ngozi Orebeze is lying and deceiving and cheating people. Now let's go to referendum. Why are you afraid? Why are you scared of going through referendum? Because go and check why Putin, that is Russia, is standing against Ukraine, especially in that Crimea, before he acquired other places to join Crimea now. Because of what? Referendum, which they conducted, the Crimea now decided they prefer Russia to be a Russian citizen than being Ukraine citizen. Then this man now came up, wanted to force them to become Ukraine citizens, which is not possible. Do you understand? You see why Russia stood their ground, and that is why even United States could not do anything in regard to this issue much. You understand? Because everything goes according to the law. And now, coming to Biafra issue now, our own tender, legal tender, have been tendered regarding to referendum. That is the freedom of the people, the choice of the people. Let the people make their choice, decide where to follow, where to belong. That is what it means. Where do you belong? And where do you want to belong to? So they decided to go with a Biafra. Nigerian government have refused, denied them. And instead of, putting their head together to resolve this issue amicably, whether political or unpolitical, they now decided to be killing them, believing that that is the only way, according to their own little mentality understanding, thinking that by the time you kill them, that is the only option to stop Biafra. But they don't know that what they are doing was giving Biafrans the upper hand over them. Glory be to God that the U.S. Congress today have gone through. See, let me tell you, there are some network that is alert on the air. There is nothing Nigeria can do when in terms of technology to outpass US or Israel. So every technology, if Israel can break into the airspace of Iran, airspace of every other world in United Nations Leaders Summit. You understand? Who come be Nigerian airspace network that they cannot break and gather information that they needed? You understand? You see why they embrace the referendum? Because over 50 million Biafrans voted. It was the 1,000 on the paper, then over 50 million on the internet. I don't know how server voting of a thing. Over 15 million, and the plus over 1,000 plus whatsoever that was under paper. Join it together. You will agree with me that they have met up the standard that qualified and being required of them of having their own nation. That is why you see US Congress today welcoming it. Because let me tell you, many years back, when Eritrea, I could remember 15 years or 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, Eritrea was just 12,000 in population. Eritrea, they were just 12,000 in population, yet they have their own freedom. I don't know whether you are getting it. So then, even Cheche or Eche, they were just 250,000 in population, and they have their own independence. So why is it that it's difficult for Nigeria to free the Biafrans that are over millions? If 250,000 can have a freedom to rule themselves, then if 12,000 can have their freedom and rule themselves, then those that have entered millions, why are you stopping them? I don't know whether you get the point. Why are you stopping them? So even as I'm speaking to you now, go and Google it. Eritrea is not up to 10 million in population. They are not up to. Cheche is not up to 2 million in population as we speak now. You understand me? In total. So if all these people can have their freedom, why not Biafra? Yes, why not Biafra? So we are up to the age and the stage, and moreover, we have this struggle doesn't start today. It started, check it, in 1966 to date. And let me tell you something again that people don't really understand. Biafra did not come from Igbo Ojukwu. Biafra have been in the map of Africa for centuries ago, and it was being pronounced again, a kind of a reminder to Ojukwu by Delta man, a German, Afripon or so, somebody like that. You understand? Was the person who made the pronouncement of this Biafra before Ojukwu now picked it up before fighting the war. I don't know whether you get it. It's something I want you to do your findings. Only thing, the name of this man is something I can't really figure out, but something end up corn or something like that. Just do the finding to get the correct pronunciation of the name. But check the map of Africa. Biafra has been in existence in the map of Africa for centuries, even before the white came to Nigeria. Do you understand me? Even before the British visited Nigeria. So Biafra is not something of now, it's something of the old. Old, very, very old. It's an ancient name. But it's just that they themselves, as at that time, the thing appear as if it's now wilding it off. Then before Ojukwu now pick it up, that man pick it and sounded, mention it in the ears of Ojukwu. Ojukwu now grab it and make it official, make it known to the world, revive it again. You understand? So what you are seeing now is the fulfillment of the ancient map, ancient name, which the British and Nigeria wanted to die. And we the Igbos decided to revive it. Because there are so many things. You see, the British, they are the problem of the world. Are you hearing me? UK are the problem of this world. Any day UK start to be sincere to themselves and be fair to themselves, you will see that the crisis that is going on in many countries will stop. It will not be. You see on this one, about this one is this one. The UK and France, they are brain behind all this insecurity and crisis all over the world. I'm not talking only in Nigeria. I mean all over the world.
Are you saying they are sponsor of terrorism?
Yeah, they are, in fact, they are the financier.
The financier of terrorism.
They are financier of the terrorism. They encourage them most. They empower them most. They preach it to them, they impart it in them mostly. Take a look at what is. If I tell you that today, that the UK, they introduced Bible to us here in Nigeria, who gave us Bible? You understand me? And now decided to hand over power when they wanted to go. They hand over power to the people who refuse to accept the Bible. They hand power to them. What does that tell you? Are they not the problem? What stopped them from handing over power to the people that admit to their Christianity, to the Bible, which they presented to us, they give to us as the best option? But they chooses to hand over power to the people who oppose what they brought to us. Is that not confusion? Are they not the one contributing or imposing all this nonsense, abnormal behaviors in the world? And as I speak to you now, very soon UK will become an Islamic nation. And it's already ongoing. Just the same way, what is it?